Lady Charmaine, and my guest today is an Academy Award-winning producer and director. He is most known for writing screenplays such as LA Confidential, Mystic River, and A Nightmare on Elm Street for The Dream Master. And he's here today to talk about his new inspiring movie, 42, The Jackie Robinson Story. I want you to help me welcome Mr. Brian Hegeland to this show. How you doing, Brian, and welcome to the show.
Good. I'm good. Thank you.
Well, I want to let you know I had the opportunity to see 42 on last night, and I left that theater so inspired. And I wanted to tell you today, thank you so much for writing such an inspiring movie.
Oh no, thank you. I don't like to get credited for writing really because I'm sharing his life, Jackie Robinson's life, and so I had great material to work with. I didn't have to think too hard as far as writing goes.
That was one of my questions. I was going to ask you, did you get any input from his family? Because it seemed like it was so real that this story was so true. So I'm glad you did say that you had spoke to his wife, because the audience last night, you probably already experienced this, they erupted in applause when the movie was over.
Yeah, the very first person I spoke to was Mrs. Robinson. When we were trying to make the movie, we had to go talk to her, and she wanted to hear from me how I was going to approach the movie and how I was going to tell it, and so we worked with Mrs. Robinson a lot. When I was done with the script, I sent her the script, and she read it, and so she was our go-to person a lot of the time.
So what inspired you to even want to make the movie, The Jackie Robinson Story?
Well, I think it's one of those stories that you couldn't invent it. If you made it up, and people would say they didn't believe it. And the opportunity to tell a story like that doesn't come along almost ever. It's never. I've been making movies for 20 years, and I never had a chance to do something like this. So it was a chance to tell the story of a great American and a great man. I just wanted to honor him and do as good a job as I could.
And I believe you did that, because my daughter came home talking about she would love to learn how to play softball. Even my husband came home talking about, I need to learn more about Jackie Robinson, because the movie was so inspiring. It was humorous. It was emotional at times. Is that what you and Mrs. Robinson was trying to accomplish when you were writing this together?
Yeah, I think Mrs. Robinson understands that sometimes a movie can reach more people than just a book or whatever else media there is out there. And her big hope was that it would be a movie everyone could enjoy. As far as older people and younger people, and that we wanted to do all those, be entertaining and be informative and be emotional. If you can do that with a movie, I think you can reach a lot of people, and in a way that maybe a more academic approach can't.
Because Chad Bossman, who played Jackie Robinson, Harrison Ford, who played a Branch Rickey, they both did an outstanding job. And the Christian faith of both Robinson and Mr. Rickey, is portrayed, basically, it's really key in the movie. And I love how you put in the Christian faith in there. Why did you make that decision to do that?
Well, I thought from all my research, and certainly from talking to Mrs. Robinson, but from all my own research, that they both relied on their faith a lot through all this, and I'm personally just trying to get those two men across the way I think I've discovered they really were. So if their faith was important and key to them, then it had to be in the movie, because that's who they were. And I think Jackie, it was, and the funny thing was that they're both Methodists, and I think that was a big part of the connection between the two of them, that they understood each other on a certainly on a Christian level, but on both being Methodists also. And I think from everything I read and from everything Mrs. Robinson said, he relied on his faith tremendously to get him through everything that was going on, and that's, I think, without that, I don't think he could have done it.
And that is so true, because I love the part in there when he says, and he believed God was Methodist. But it was funny how you put that together, because there are so many Christian connections from Branch Rickey's character that was put in there that was fun. It was humorous and very inspiring. But you had some great liners in there, and I believe Mrs. Robinson may have given these to you, because when Branch Rickey would say, he was built to last. That was so powerful.
Yeah, God built him to last, yeah.
Right. And then there was another one that, because there were some quotes in there, I was writing it down, when Jackie said, I don't care if they don't like me. I don't care if they don't respect me, because I have enough respect for myself. If more people really understood that, having enough respect for yourself. So you put some key things in that movie. I think that was very powerful. But you know what I thought was ironic, Brian? When you guys were in Sanford, Florida, and the racism that was going on down there. And then as I was sitting in there, I said, honey, I believe that's where Trayvon Martin was killed last year in Sanford, Florida. And I said, wow, it's so ironic, because they were saying, I guess he was killed over racism and being black. And then that part was in there. Did you realize when you guys were shooting the movie when did you shoot the movie by chance?
About a year ago. But yeah, that happened while I can't remember if we were prepping or if we were already shooting. That happened. So we were aware of it at the time. But that is, he did stay there in Stanford during spring, when they moved around to play other teams in Florida during spring training. They were in Stanford, and that is where he got run out of town one night. So I think that right there shows you that that the message of the movie is still something that people need to hear.
Mm-hmm. And Brian, can you share with us, what is the bottom line message that you want people to take away from the movie 42?
You know, I think the thing about Jackie was that he knew who he was, and that his great strength was that he had self-knowledge, and he changed everyone around him. He made people have to face who they were. That's what his great impact on Pee-wee is Pee-wee has to declare himself, and I think, you know, his heroism is so enormous. I think people might watch the movie and say, I could never do that. I could never be a hero on a huge scale like he was. But I think what he really was he was heroic every day in little ways. And I think, if anything, you know, people took away from it that you can behave the right way and you can do the right thing in little moments in your life during the day. You're doing the same thing he did, you know, and probably that's what I would hope people would realize, that there's little moments of heroism also.
And what I took away from it last night, because I wrote it down last night, I said, this is what I learned. Stay the course, no matter how difficult the road is. Know your purpose. Never let anyone distract you from your purpose, and never let them see you sweat. I love the fact when he went down out of the dugout and he hit that bat against the wall, he didn't do that for everyone else to see him. He took that, and that was a private moment, because he did not give them the glory to be able to see how they were getting to him. And that's one thing I learned from this movie. It was several points I learned, and I wanted to write those down and share those with you.
Yeah, no, I agree. He went somewhere where no one else would be. Yeah.
And okay, now lastly, I got to know, where did you find the song "Life Is a Ball Game"? Love the song at the end of the movie. Because I play lots of music when I'm writing, because I get inspired by music, so I'm always searching for music. So I just was Googling songs of the period and around that time, and baseball songs, and there's the great Count Basie song, "Did You See Jackie Robinson Hit That Ball?" And I just found it searching for it, and it obviously, it talks, you know, in baseball, more than any sport, everyone talks about the morality of the sport and doing the right thing and all those things. And so that song, I think, really spoke to that. Who is the author of that song? Who sings that song?
I can't, I think Winona Carr, but I can't quite remember. I have to I have to look it up.
I'm going to Google that song because I absolutely loved it. But I want to thank you so much for coming on the show today. Thank you so much for writing, so you and Mrs. Robinson, for co-writing such an inspiring movie. It's truly a movie for the entire family. The movie opens Friday, April the 12th. We want to make sure everyone takes their family. You are going to leave so inspired. And this is a classic. So this is going to be one you're going to want to purchase also on DVD to keep in your collection. Again, Brian, thank you so much for coming on the show.
All right. Thank you very much for having me. I appreciate it.
You are so welcome and have a great day.
Too.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.